The left is starting to wake up. They are getting out of their slumber. And I'm not saying this to try to depress you. I'm not telling you this to say that everything is coming to an end. Exactly the opposite, actually. I'm telling you that, of course, there is half the country that opposes what we're doing. Of course, there is a significant portion of America that wants to see the federal government keep on sending out erroneous checks. The left has been poking around and looking for a spark. This last weekend, Elizabeth Warren drew 2,000 to 3,000 people in Texas. I mean, that's not a game changer crowd, but it's something. Bernie Sanders drew a similar crowd in Wisconsin. Speaking of which, Donald Trump Jr. and I will be in Oconomowoc, say that 3 times fast, on Monday, which is a suburb of Milwaukee. We'll be having a great town hall. These are just some data points that I want you to process. It's very tempting to believe that just because the left has been asleep the last couple of months since we knocked them out in November, that they are going to stay asleep. Bernie Sanders is probably taking the most potent line of criticism, saying that we must fight the oligarchy. Now, of course, the oligarchy that is actually running the country is an unelected deep state bureaucracy sympathetic to the aims, wants, and ambitions of growing the size and scope of government, not the idea of people like Elon Musk. But for someone that doesn't quite understand what is happening in D.C. right now, the bipartisan bureaucratic regime that has existed for the last 100 years called the administrative state, it sounds and feels good. So the left is starting to awaken from their slumber. Is it going to ramp up even further? Possibly. And that's why everyone in this audience, it's time to continue to stay engaged, to keep the pressure on the Democrats for why they are not supporting President Trump's agenda, to stay involved in your local county committees, to stay involved in your local Republican Party. Some of you might be saying, but Charlie, we just had an election. I'm exhausted. Look, our offseason in politics is like the hockey offseason. It's like 90 days. It's like the baseball offseason. It's like maybe 100 to 120 days. And we have not even rested. We did not take any time off.
For full shows, live and on demand, it's Salem News Channel.